when you speak up, everyone says you're an actor, shut up. And then if you don't say something, they're like, you're an actor, you should be using your voice. And it's like, well, where's the common ground? So it's hard to find the balance in terms of when and where and on what you choose to speak out on it.
I think the key word there is practice. I try to look at it as practice. My biggest struggle in my early 20s was believing I understood a concept or a certain philosophy that I subscribed to, but then consistently not living that way, not executing those beliefs and struggling and being depressed or disappointed in life. And that's I knew better, but I wasn't living that way, and that's really frustrating. The part of your brain that thinks about the story of Chris wants to see that story in a certain light, but that's just ego. That's not real either. So for me, it's a matter of being perfectly okay, exactly where I am, and practicing. It's like if I was going to try and pick up a sport, I'm not going to be amazing tomorrow. Today, I just have to dribble. Just got to dribble the ball. That mentality has gone a long way for me in terms of just surrendering to the moment, surrendering to where I am, and surrendering even to my failures. Your failures are okay too. I used to really be very hard on myself if I thought I wasn't accomplishing something or reaching a certain level. But be with your failures. They're just as educational and just as opening to the process as the successes. When my brain wasn't so noisy and I wasn't fueled by ego or an accomplishment or this kind of story that we're trying to tell ourselves. I was just doing it because it felt good. So for me, it's inspiring, it's exciting, it's fulfilling to know that I get to go to work every day and get paid to do something that I consider to be extremely pure.
If the lifestyle changes to a point where your anonymity is compromised, then it's really not your right to complain anymore. So if all of a sudden someone in your family ends up in a hospital and you're going in and out every day and someone's taking pictures of you and you complain, everyone's gonna say, too bad, you made this bed, sleep in it. And that's a shame, and that's a decision you have to make and prepare for. This ripple effect isn't just gonna be about me, and that's scary, and you think, well, is there another way to get where I wanna get without this?
Everyone is egoic in certain parts of their life. We're all very preoccupied with our own story. As we go through life and experience trauma, we build walls, defense mechanisms, and eventually you adopt them so deeply and they activate it on a daily basis, you start thinking that's who you are.
One of the biggest things to being successful is finding what you do, finding a passion that you truly love and can see yourself doing every single day for the rest of your life and pursuing that. You don't want to be stuck doing something that you hate to do day in and day out, and that's just going to be constantly digging at you, making you upset, getting you frustrated, and just putting you in this bad mindset of not enjoying life to the fullest. The way you can achieve success is by finding what you're passionate about and just go all in. If there's one thing that you love to do, do it. Figure out ways to become the best at it and learn everything you can about that one thing that you have a true passion for, and don't stop until you've reached the end. And you're going to want to learn and get educated on everything that you can possibly get your hands on about that certain field that you're so passionately interested about. You're going to want to learn the ins and outs about how it operates, how to work it from the top all the way down to the bottom position. You're going to want to figure out everything you can so you become a master at the things you're most passionate about, and then people are going to be constantly wanting you to teach them or show you how to do certain things because you know all about what you love, and people are going to draw inspiration from that, watching you just work on something that you truly care about. And you don't care that other people say that's not going to work out or whatnot. You just need to know that if you find something you love, pursue it relentlessly.
It's so funny how noisy my brain is, and everyone's brain is noisy. It's what it does. It makes thoughts. And the problem is, I think in most of our lives, the root of suffering is following that brain noise and listening to that brain noise and actually identifying with it as if it's who you are. That's just the noise your brain makes, and more often than not, it probably doesn't have much to say. It's going to help you.
The worry was, if this movie hits and there is a lifestyle change and I don't react well to it, I don't have the opportunity, the luxury to say, guys, I'm good. I think I'm going to go back to doing, indies or maybe something else. Maybe in a couple of years I don't want to. I don't know. It's just 6 movies can be spread over 10 years, and you're making a decision for a decade, and it's not just a decision for you. I'm one of 6. I have 3 brothers and sisters, older sister, myself, younger brother, younger sister. We're really close, you know, a very tight-knit family. We did everything together. We're all actors, so we're all very melodramatic. We're all very, imaginative, and we would play a lot of games together just in our backyard. I had a great childhood. I had a great youth, and my family was a big part of that. That's why I love them. But going home for me is kind of where I just reconnect to that part of my mind.
We are not our thoughts. You know, we all have to realize that the things that go on in our brain is not our true identity. Stillness, you know, it's not, the idea of doership is misleading. To think, well, what do I have to do to get where I want to be? You think the person you are is out there, or that you don't have to do anything. Everything you want and need is in here right now. You just have to stop and put it down.
Hopefully the older I get and the better I get practicing that technique, there'll be less and less and less brain noise and more moments of presence where ultimately maybe I won't have to focus on it so much to achieve it. Hopefully that will kind of become the neutral state. We're trying to understand things with our minds, but the place I'm trying to get to is something that the mind can't comprehend.